Hey everybody, we got something different for you today. An unboxing of a JXD511 Pterosaurs. I think it's supposed to be like a pterodactyl. We're going to fly this thing, see how she flies. But what we got in the box is the controller, basic controller. Here's a charger with some extra propellers, 4 extra propellers. That's cool. We've got the owner's manual, and then here's the actual flying dinosaur. Reminds me so much of the Godzilla movies. Rodan in the Godzilla movies. Yeah, awesome. So taking all the wires that hold it down off, I kind of took a lot of that out earlier so you didn't have to watch me do that, but still got a few on there. But here it is, and pretty neat looking little bird. I don't know how she'll fly. The battery goes right in there underneath in the rear end. So let's go take it for a flight. Should be fun. Okay, so here we are ready to fly the JXD511 Pterosaur. We're turning it on here actually by plugging the battery in. There's no on-off switch, but she lights up right when you turn her on. We'll put her down here and get the controller. And you bind the controller by just pressing, you turn it on first and then press the up-down and it binds it, and then we calibrate it by pushing both joysticks down and to the left, and then the lights flash. Ready to go. Here we go. Alright. Well, I'm kind of surprised. There's a little bit of wind today, not a whole lot, but kind of surprised at the steadiness of it. It flies pretty cool. I'm so reminded of you know, that pterodactyl in the Godzilla movies, or the pterodactyls in the King Kong movies, and so you fly this thing, it's kind of fun. I wish I would have had one of these when I was a little kid. But turning around here, that's a yaw. You know, in the first speed, it's very slow and stable, and just, you know, pretty cool to watch it. I'm wearing a head cam here, so if I get a little off, that's why. Not quite used to using that head cam yet. Let's change the speed a little bit. Yeah, and it moves a little faster. You got 3 speeds on this, so you'll hear me clicking between the 3 speeds. It'll beep a few times, and as I just kind of get used to flying this thing. This being a, you know, a toy quadcopter, I don't want to take it real far away, but it has plenty of height and plenty of you know, distance with the controller. This one's going to just be mainly a toy that you're going to fly close, fairly close to you, I think. But, you know, very stable. This would be a great one for someone to learn on that, you know, hasn't flown a quadcopter. You see as we bank a little bit and fly. Whoa! What happened there, I think, is, you know, when you get going too fast in the higher speed mode and you hit a little bit of wind, this bird has a tendency to sort of flip on itself, either backward or forward, so you have to be careful with that. If you keep it in the lower speeds, you won't have that issue. Look at that. Wah! Wah! Reminds me of Rodan and Godzilla so much. Look at that. So cool. But just going to fly this around a little bit, and see, we take it up a little bit higher. And this controller is not spring loaded in the up and down, so you do have to learn good joystick control, because if you bring it down very quickly, of course the quadcopter will drop like you saw it do a little bit ago. Let's go through the 3 speeds one more time. The little pterodactyl has 3 speeds, and you know, 1 and 2 not a lot different. 3 is quite a bit faster. You see the nose head down there. A couple things to just be aware of again as you head forward in the 3rd speed against the wind. Be careful, keep your joystick control well, because if you don't, you drop it a little bit, the quadcopter will drop down like that. I'd suggest flying over grass with this one, because it's a beautiful bird. It's really nice, and I think the innards are tough, but the frame of the wings and stuff might be a little delicate. You don't want to be crashing on rocks or concrete, pavement, that kind of thing. Look at that thing. Oh man, that's awesome. I think this quadcopter is really neat because it sort of sparks the imagination, whether you're young or old. If you're old, you're going to remember, like me, the old movies that had pterodactyls, and even Rodan from Godzilla, like I mentioned. But there are some things to be aware of with this. Again, as you fly forward, you got to be careful with the nose of the quadcopter so it doesn't flip unless you want to flip, and that good joystick control. But this would be a great one. I can see kids flying this over their action figures and just having such a really good time. Would make a good present, or just a fun one for adults to fly around and look at that, that's so cool. Really neat little quadcopter, the JXD511. So this is Willie C. Hope to see you later, and I hope you enjoyed this review of the JXD511.